What's up, everybody? As usual, with every season and mid-season update, I like to put out the new loadout weapons, which I did last week. That's linked down below. And then long range, short range, sometimes sniper support. So today we're going to go over what I think are the best long range options. Usually I split 5 LMGs, 5 ARs, but spoiler alert, it's 3 LMGs, 7 ARs because the ARs are in just such a good spot right now. But without rambling on too long, let's go ahead and jump into my top 10 best long range options. Okay, and starting at number 3 in the LMGs, North secondaries are just left over from normal classes. We have the Whitley. The Whitley could be a little higher on this list, but it's just not quite as good as what number 1 is, and neither of them has fast time to kill as what number 2 is. It's the same loadout that I had in my loadout video, because this one wasn't my loadout video, so I'm not going to go over it too much, but MX Silencer, Gracie MK9 Barrel, 3 to 6 times, CGC R4 Stock, Hand Stop, Strife Angled, or Carver, whatever feels best for your play, 303 45 round British mags, lengthened, hatched, polymer, or grooved grip for your rear grip, once again, depending on how you feel about it, hard scope, and then on hand. Number 2 is the Fin. The Fin hasn't been touched, so as far as I know, it still has the fastest time to kill at range. But, as we've talked about every time we've included the Fin in these, the Fin's biggest problem is it runs out of ammo. And you kind of need a tac laser, especially for mono warfare, guns being so slow. And so you could drop the tac laser, and you could go with one of the larger belts, but you're still going to run out of your actual ammo reserve really fast, which is the main problem, and why the Fin doesn't take number 1. Same build the Fin's been for a while: monolithic suppressor, long shot adverse, tac laser, VOK 3 times optic, commando 4 grip. And like I said, you could drop the tac laser for a bigger magazine, but you really can't drop anything else for that magazine. Maybe the commando 4 grip, because the Fin doesn't really have a whole lot of recoil, so you could control it on your own. And then number 1, LMG number 1, it's going to be the UGM. The UGM does have 2 different builds, either burst or automatic. Here I have the automatic build. I'll try to remember to link my UGM build down below, so if you want the burst build, that's also in that video and kind of a breakdown. It has been tweaked a little bit, but it's pretty much the same. And MX Silencer, like usual, the 736mm barrel, the 560 is the burst barrel, the 3 to 6 times are your choice of optic. You want to use the Ancre, the Mercier WT stock for the automatic build, but for the burst build, you're gonna want to use either the TAC YR or the Forte 7, depending on your field. They both have slightly different positives and negatives, but both help with initial firing recoil, which is more important for the burst. Then once again, we want to go hand stop, strife angled, or carver, depending on what you feel. The 6.5 Sakura 125 round mag's the best magazine. Lengthened, hatched polymer, or grooved rear grip, once again depending on feel for you. For automatic, you're going to go tight grip, but for burst, you're going to want to go brace, and then on hand. And then we get into the ARs. Number 7, I think the XM4 has an argument here. I think that the Cold War AK has an argument here. Maybe the Growl. There's a handful of ARs that are like just below the top tier of viable. But I had to put the Farah here. There's a handful of other options that you could put here, but I just think the Farah overall wins out. If you are one of the few people who has been with me like the whole time I made YouTube videos, you know that the Farah's always had a good place in my heart. And it's the usual Cold War build: the Groove Suppressor, the Spetsnaz RPK barrel, Spetsnaz grip, 60 round mag. You can't go 45 round mag, so you don't get an ADS penalty like the 60 round mag does. But I mostly play quads, and so with trios and quads, you're going to want the extra 15 bullets. And axial arms 3 times. Number 6, the STG. The STG could actually move higher on this list depending on distance, shot location. The STG could actually go way higher on this list, just depending on where you're hitting your shots and what map you're playing. But especially for small maps, the STG is still really good. This is another slot you could slot the Farah into or replace it with one of the other weapons I mentioned. M4A1's also not on this list, and that's probably more of a reach, but it could be in the 7 slot. So the Farah STG kind of interchangeable with a handful of other guns, but I also think the STG could move way higher on this list. Same build the SCG's always been: MX silencer, 760 barrel, your choice of optic, weighted stock, hand stop, strife angled or carver, 7.62 50 round mag, lengthened, hatched, polymer or groove grip. Vital or acrobatic if you don't like the or sleight of hand. Vital does hurt your recoil, does increase your time to kill, but if you don't like the recoil change, sleight of hand or acrobatic are also very good options. And then on hand once again. At number 5, M13. I still hate this gun, but it absolutely still belongs on this list. Shout out to my buddy Blockburner, who's run it since like day 1. I still don't love this gun, but TTK wise, low recoil wise, definitely deserves a spot in the top 5 on this list. It's the same build. It's always been the Monolithic Suppressor, the Tempest Marksman, the VOK 3 times, or Combat Core Hollow Scout if you like it, especially with the blue dot, the 60 round mag, and the Commando 4 grip. Number 4 is the Cold War Vargo 52. Much better than the Vargo S in Vanguard. It's the same build: Groove Suppressor, Task Force Barrel, Axe Arms 3 times, 60 round mag. You can go 45 for the same reasons as the Farah or the Spetsnaz grip. This thing's got a little bit stronger recoil than probably anything else in the entire top 7, but it does have a very good time to kill, and it's much better than the Vargo from Vanguard. Number 3, still have it as the Kilo. You can put the M13 in here. The M13's got a better time to kill. You can put the Vargo in here. Top 5 is my personal opinion, but I do think they are the best ARs to use right now in Warzone. Kilo's also definitely better on the smaller maps, or would probably be a little higher up on the list. And it's the same build it's always been: Monolithic Suppressor, 90.8 inch Prowler barrel, VOK 3 times optic. By the way, if you are using the VOK 3 times, don't forget to put on the T-pose if you have it. 60 round mag and Commando 4 grip. Number 2 is going to be the Cooper Carbine. Another gun like the M13 I just don't really love, but through all the weapon changes with different weapons being nerfed, the Cooper getting a couple buffs, the Cooper is definitely within the meta, especially on the smaller maps just like the Kilo. And it could arguably be number 1 on this list if it wasn't, if it was better for the big maps. Number 1's good on the small maps and the big maps, which is why it beat out like everything else in the top 5. But MX silencer, 22 inch Cooper custom barrel, your choice of optic, Cooper custom padded stock. I think there's also a argument for the 45 stock, because it doesn't hurt your initial firing recoil, but it does hurt your movement speed, which I want to avoid, especially because this is better for smaller maps. Once again, strife angled, carver, hand stop. I mostly use the strife angled when I think there's like no vertical recoil at all, but I kind of also just mix it up to show you that the different ones you can use. 60 round drum, lengthened. Then we have polymer on here because this gun is greatly helped by sustained recoil attachments, like the Cooper custom padded and the 45W both have recoil during sustained fire. Polymer is all about recoil during sustained fire, but once again, the groove grip and the hatch grip are good options. Tight grip is for accuracy and recoil during sustained fire. Especially for the smaller maps, you could consider Vital. It does hurt the recoil control. And hard scope is a good balance in between tight grip and brace. But I would either go Vital or tight grip. Vital, if the recoil doesn't bother you, is a really good option. Otherwise, stick with tight grip and then on hand once again. And number 1's the KG. Despite it getting a nerf in the last big update, I still think it's the best overall. It's good on the big maps, it's good on the small maps, and I really think the KG is the best long-range option. Now, it's not as slow as an LMG. It's got 10 attachments unlike Cold War Modern Warfare. It's got literal no recoil, and I just think it's the best overall. It doesn't have the best time to kill on this list, but it's damn close, and it's got like the least amount of recoil. It's the same build it's always been: the MX silencer, the 720mm shrouded, the your choice of optic, VDD 22G padded, hand stop, 60 round drum, lengthened, hatch grooved or polymer. Once again, the underbarrel is hand stop, strife angled, or carver, depending on your preference. Perk tight. What's another? Tight grip or Vital. To get absolutely no recoil, go with tight grip. But Vital's a really good option too if you don't mind a little bit of extra recoil. And then on hand once again. That's my top 10 long range options. I think these are the 10 best. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm right. But please don't forget to like, subscribe, hit that notification bell so you know when that short range video comes this week. If I do a sniper support video, any major updates. I'll do a loadout video probably for Titanium Trials this week. So hit that notification bell so you know when all that's uploaded. And let me know in the comments below. Am I right? Am I wrong? Am I smart? Am I dumb? Let me know what you think of my long range options down below. And I'll try to remember to link, I think it was the UGM video, and top 10 loadout video. I think I promised something else. I'll have to go back and watch, but I'll try to link all those down below as well as on my social medias. I have started streaming on Twitch again. I think I streamed 5 or 6 days out of the last 7. So I'm streaming again. I do post almost daily on Instagram and TikTok, and those are linked down below as well as my Twitter. So please feel free to check those out. Thank you for watching. I will see you on Caldera, Rebirth Island, and Fortune's Keep. Have a great day. Get frying. Bye.